This series, we take on total body rebuilds.
I had cancer. It meant removing a large tumour from my face.
Using groundbreaking techniques to repair and reconstruct.
It really should make a big difference to her life.
Tonight we're tackling the most complex part of the human body. The human brain weighs around 1.5 kilos. It controls our nervous system, sending signals to organs, muscles and tissues via a network of around 86 billion neurons. So any injury to the brain can be catastrophic, as 46-year-old Becky knows only too well.
I kind of feel a bit like Frankenstein's monster at times, where I have to lurch along like a zombie.
Becky was struck down 7 months ago.
I felt absolutely fine. I had my purse and it just wouldn't stay in my hand, kept flying out of my hand. It just seemed surreal to me. I was walking down the road and all of a sudden, bang, my life on my left-hand side kind of just disappeared. Next thing I knew, I'd been bundled into the back of an ambulance. I can't dance anymore, I can't drink. I sound stupid. I just see, a stranger looking back at me.
Becky, so lovely to meet
Hello.
you. Come and take a seat. How can I help you?
Well, basically, 7 months ago, I had quite a major stroke. It was a hemorrhagic bleed, and it's affected the left-hand side of my body. And now my walking is very compromised. I don't have much use of my left arm. I mean, it's affected my daily life in every way, really. I just really want to get my life back.
The more common form of stroke is a blood clot that cuts off the blood supply. What you had was one of those vessels just burst.
A stroke is when the blood supply to the brain is cut off. 85% are caused by a blocked artery and just 15% by bleeds like Becky's. Functions like speech and movement are controlled by different areas of the brain, so the effects of a stroke depend on where the bleed or blockage occurs and how much damage is done to the brain cells.
We could really attack this, okay? And I think what we should be doing is not just physio, but perhaps using some electrical stimulation. So retraining those muscles and nerves to send messages back to the brain. This is how we're going to do it. And we can do that in your leg, we can do it in the muscles in your face, but a lot will depend on the work that you put into it and your personality.
I'm determined to put the work in to get myself back to, well, I won't be back to the old normal, I'll be back to a new normal.
Yeah, and that new normal's going to be pretty good, I reckon.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
But can high-tech treatment bring balance back to Becky's body?
Going to feel a tapping.
Yeah, I can feel it like a pulse.
And the electrifying treatment that has Becky walking tall.
There's your foot relaxed, and we turn the machine on, and your foot came up.
That's pretty amazing.
This series, there's cutting-edge surgery and state-of-the-art technology as we rebuild bodies and lives.
It's affected my daily life in every way, really. I just really want to get my life back.
Only 25% of stroke sufferers are under 65, and just 7 months ago, 46-year-old Becky became one such victim. She now has left-side paralysis and slurred speech.
Because the stroke's affected my mouth and my lips, like kind of sort of like a bit tongue-tied. If I try and say my name, Rebecca Clayton, it makes me feel like I sound stupid.
Stroke recovery depends on the extent of the brain damage. In some cases, the damage is only temporary, or the brain reorganises its function. But with rehabilitation and physiotherapy, 25% will recover with only minor impairments.
I kind of feel like the old Becky's dead and buried, so I've kind of got to carry on with a new life.
Today, Becky's at the Chris Moody Rehabilitation Centre in Northampton, hoping that neurological physiotherapist John Graham can help her walk normally again for the first time in 7 months.
What I saw in your walking is what we call a mild foot drop or drop foot.
80% of stroke victims are left with permanent movement problems. Drop foot is the inability to lift the foot or toes when walking and is caused by a disruption in the nerve pathways between the leg and the brain. And using state-of-the-art technology, John thinks he can help.
We're going to put our sticky pads here that will give a current to the nerve, which will activate this muscle, which will lift your foot up at the ankle and just turns it out.
Functional electrical stimulation uses electrical pulses to trigger the nerves that are connected to the paralysed muscles in Becky's foot.
There's your foot relaxed, and we turn the machine on, and your foot coming up and out just a little bit.
This is a huge achievement and the first time Becky's been able to lift her foot since the stroke.
We just put the current through there now, and we can see the foot coming up and out.
The tech comes complete with a trigger sensor worn in the shoe and a handheld device to speed up or slow down the electrical impulses.
If you need a little bit of help as you get more tired towards the end of the day,
All right,
you can put a bit more electricity. Yeah.
Stimulating Becky's leg muscles and nerves, John's hopeful this machine could eventually lead to her walking unaided.
I feel it's getting to be a more natural walking movement.
Good.
It did feel a little bit strange to start off with, and then once I got used to it, a bit like a eureka.
It's been an extraordinary step forward, but there's still more to shout about for Becky.
Give me an
At just 46, Becky became a victim of stroke and was left with left-side paralysis and slurred speech.
If I try and say my name, Rebecca Clayton, it makes me feel like I sound stupid.
She started groundbreaking rehabilitation to regain control of her movement and began walking again without support.
I feel it's getting to be a more natural walking movement.
And today Becky arrives at the Lindens Clinic in Manchester to meet facial paralysis specialist Diana Farragher.
I want to look at the movements in your face. So, screw your nose up. That's lovely.
First, Diana measures the extent of Becky's muscle loss.
Just count to 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
12 branches of cranial nerves and 43 muscles coordinate speech and facial movement. Nerves send impulses at speeds of up to 250 miles per hour, but Becky's stroke has disrupted those signals.
That side's wanted to go.
When you're sending signals to here,
It's going to the
it's
other.
going to the other side.
So the muscles used to smile are only working at 28% on Becky's left side. And the left side of her chin, cheek and lower lip are all only working at around 50%. To help redirect the nerve signals to correct the muscles, Diana uses trophic electrical stimulation.
It's got 3 programs on it. You're going to be using program 1, so you don't have to do anything. Can you see it going 1, 2, 3?
The electrodes Diana attaches to Becky's face send 5 to 15 electronic pulses per second to the damaged nerve. This repeated signal stimulates healthy nerve function and encourages deep muscle repair.
You're going to feel a tapping.
Yeah, I can feel like a pulse.
That's fine. That's all you need.
Becky will use this high-tech treatment for at least an hour a day for the next 3 months. As well as facial nerve rehabilitation, Becky meets with neurological speech therapist Elizabeth Ackroyd.
Give me an
Repetitive speech exercises will strengthen the facial muscles weakened by Becky's stroke.
Give me some I need 10 of them, as clear as you can.
Elizabeth specifically targets Becky's weakest sounds.
Gadget.
Becky has taken great strides to regain control of her life, and exactly 1 year to the day after suffering her stroke, she's back to show Dr. Dawn the results.
Becky, whoa, look at you. Come and take a seat. Goodness me. Well, the first thing to say is your face looks so different.
Oh, it feels completely different. I'm feeling back to being, almost myself now. And the face I look at in the mirror these days is getting back to the old me again. I mean, I thought I'd never be so glad to see my wrinkles back again, but people are saying, oh, you got dimples back, Becky.
Your speech is notably better.
Because the strokes affected my mouth and my lips, I kind of sort of like a bit tongue-tied. It's just trying to get the emphasis on different words and sort of like, if you go, hi, low, that sort of thing.
Now, I know you've had some neurophysio on your legs. You're not wearing the equipment now. Can you lift your foot without it?
Yes, I can.
That's amazing, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I've got a lot more strength back in my ankle as well. And with walking, I mean, the other day I actually walked 6 miles.
I bet a year ago today you never thought you'd
I
do that
never
again.
thought I would do that walk again.
You've still got more recovering to do, so are you going to continue with all the physio and the exercises?
It's a full-time job recovering. It's repetition and repetition, trying to get the signals back again. I'm not going to get 100% back again, but I think I've gone beyond the 75% now.
You're an absolute inspiration, so thank you so much for coming back.
OK, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for all the help you give me.
Thank you.
Just 7 months after beginning her groundbreaking treatment to restart the left side of her body, Becky's life has totally turned around.
Life isn't perfect now, but, you know, I am able to do most of the things that I used to do, even though it takes me a bit longer.
After rebuilding her body's strength, control and coordination, Becky's looking forward to the future.
A year ago, when I was lying in that hospital bed not being able to move, I thought my life was over. But I've realised how strong I am, and I know my life isn't over, it's just beginning.
Next week, one woman is brought back down to size.
Your breasts droop down beyond your belly button.
One man with a skin full of sores.
You don't have to live with it like this.
And in Magaluf, our lads take aim and fire.
This is Dr. C's sperm funnel, and you've got to get it in there. Good luck with that.
Alan Carr hosts the brand new live game show where you run things in a totally interactive way. The Singer Takes It All starts tomorrow night at 9. Back to tonight and the gun culture, where teaching your children to shoot is a rite of passage. But at what cost? Kids and guns. Next.